Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to the DIY Wrestling Podcast. The DIY Wrestling Podcast. Now we are here for Smackdown Live and 205 Live. Once again, we deal with these live platforms all over the place. Everything is live. Now, is everything good? Smackdown Live tonight, banger, knocked that out of the park. 205 Live tonight, kind of a snore fest. Not gonna lie. It was okay. It was honestly okay. And we'll break down 205 Live when it gets to that time. But you know what? We are here for SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live tonight, let's just put it like this. This whole wild card finals thing, and we never had a situation where we actually explained what this was, kind of doesn't really matter if you're going to explain it. All that really matters is it's good. Did anybody really question why is SmackDown practically giving us a pay-per-view on free TV tonight? Why are we getting 3 championship matches and then one where the one move in the final match would have practically itself been considered a WrestleMania moment? And like, my explanation to you will do and can do no justice to what happened in that main event in the specific spot that I'm talking about with Ziggler, Corbin, and AJ. Now that we can get into the show, I want to talk about it now, but we're going to get to it when we have to get to it in that main event. Oh, and for anybody who hasn't seen the shirt yet, it's a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens shirt. Fight Forever. I never unpackaged it on YouTube. I got like 4 of them. I gave one away as a Christmas present to somebody, and then the other 3 I kept because literally WWE.com had a deal that was buy one, get one for $1. Not that they meant another shirt. I'm like, I never bought another shirt. I emailed them. I never got my original order. A couple of days later, the original order comes. And then the new order comes literally a week later. So I'm stuck with 4 shirts. I gave one away, and I'm down to 3. And this is honestly a pretty sweet shirt. It's Zayn and Owens' face. If you haven't seen it, combined together into one face. And then Fight Forever. But enough of that. Finally, SmackDown. Okay, so we get Johnny Boy back tonight. We get John Cena back for the first time in 2.5 months because he went to go film American Grit and I think another movie. I don't even know what this man is doing at this point. At this point, he has 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. I don't care what he says. He's going to fulfill his Hollywood obligations to do whatever he needs to do. And when John's not overexposed in the manner that he used to be, or the manner that people will still say to whatever he is, it's literally just it's this thing with John was when he's not as overexposed, he's so much more tolerable. And it's not even John, you just come to expect what he's going to do. He's going to mess around with the crowd, then he's going to get serious and say what he wants. Now, tonight... Oh, God. Okay, so, yeah, he did the whole baseball thing. Chicago is a White Sox town, this is the Cubs town, all that bullshit. This is just what you got to come to expect with John Boy. I'm doing a lot of hand motioning. I don't know what's happening here. Anyways, point being, with John, this man, he came out, and what he did tonight, he basically just said, hey, I give 0 fucks. I am going to challenge whoever wins the triple threat match tonight between AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, and Baron Corbin. Now, there's also stuff he said. It didn't really matter. He tried to act like general manager and tell us everything we had on for tonight. He tried to be Mr. Hype Man, seeing that it's usually is. He mentioned the 3 matches, plus a Dean Ambrose attack of the Miz later, and that's all I really think we had tonight. In 2 hours of television, I think we had 3 matches. I don't really remember or recall anything else. Nothing else of any other non-significance happened. So up first, we get the 4 corners tag team survival match between Rhino and Slater, who are looking like they're done here. Yeah, between Rhino and Slater, the Usos, who I'm just glad to see again, American Alpha, and of course the tag champions, the Wyatt family. Now, Rhino and Slater out first after a super kick from one of the Usos. I lit up to get this down because they're really going that. I'm not gonna say they're going the extra mile to distance themselves of how they look. Like this is one, this is the other, but it's just something like you really got to get down. Like this is Jimmy, this is Jay. It shouldn't be that hard to really figure it out. It's just how it is. And Usos are pretty cool to the point where like I actually care to do that now, especially when you use it. Especially when you use a tequila sunrise as a finish. It's a submission finish. You gotta give them the extra for that one. So up next, the Usos are out next, but I believe that was by roll up, and then they beat up Alpha after that portion. Other than that, Alpha and the Wyatts, it was a good little back and forth. Gable hit this sweet deadlift German suplex on Luke Harper that just looked sick at one point. And otherwise, Randy Orton takes the L in this one. Randy Orton took that straight out L, and it wasn't Luke Harper because this time, because the Wyatts get to use the Freebird rule. Orton took the L, Harper didn't. I'm so glad, but it seems like the one thing they're really going for here is Luke Harper can't get the job done. Luke Harper, whenever he's involved with something, just can't get the job done. Had a chance a couple weeks ago for the Intercontinental Championship. For the WWE Championship. Couldn't get the job done. In this match here, the first time that Bray stepped down and let Harper in the match, they couldn't get the job done. Luke Harper against Kane weeks and weeks ago, couldn't get the job done. I think it's going to come to a point where Randy's like, we need to get rid of Harper if we want to have success, which is just going to be like, I don't know if that's cutting Luke Harper off at the knees. I don't know if that's the right way they're going with this, but I actually like it if they all stuck together because as one collective unit, they could be something that's actually like, I'm not going to say that they could be something huge because I just think like they could be. With Harper, I guess it feels like it actually feels like a real stable. And it's not like Harper's a bad talent. Harper is amazing, honestly. Harper is, in some aspects, better than Orton and Wyatt in the ring. And others, Orton and Wyatt have Harper beat. But like from if we're looking at who puts on the best matches, blah, 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 and who has the potential out of the group, Randy Orton has 12 World Championships. Luke Harper is just everything. Okay, like that man deserves better, and he does not even better. He deserves more out of the stable that he's in now and what he's given. Like he needs to get more. Luke Harper needs everything. Okay, that's just the best way to put it. Luke Harper needs everything. Like that's why they let this man hold the tag team championships when they were tag team champions, because Luke Harper himself was a tag team champion. This is as simple as that. But Alpha gets the win to the shock of, I don't know, everyone. And American Alpha are your new tag team champions. I was a little shocked at this at first because I'm just like, it seems like if you give Alpha a road to struggle down the road, like say they win the titles at Mania, they lose them to the Usos at SummerSlam or something like that down the line. Maybe it feels a bit better. I don't know. I don't want to say this feels rushed, but just because of the trajectory that I mentally just had it planned out, like, oh, this is how this might go, this is how that might go. Alpha does. I don't see Alpha winning the titles yet. I could see it at Mania, but they didn't go that route. So, hey, who knows? But up next, afterward, I believe we get a backstage interview. The Miz has security at his door. It's one of these things where like Miz has security. And I believe it was Charlie Caruso. I don't even know who any of the interview girls are anymore. I know Kathy Kelly. Okay, that's it. I don't Dasha Fuentes or Charlie Caruso. These other two. I've never put it to myself to like think, all right, I'm going to distinguish which one's which. I'm going to begin to care which one's which because I honestly don't. I just know whichever one of the two that does the ring announcing for NXT, you are horrible and you suck. I am sorry, but that is the honest to goodness truth. And both these women, Dasha Fuentes and Charlie Caruso, just both suck at their jobs in general. Whether it's interviewing, whether it's ring announcing, whatever they do, they suck. I believe it's Charlie Caruso who does Raw Talk. So Charlie Caruso works for Raw. Dasha Fuentes works for SmackDown. So, yeah. So then The Miz opens, Maurice opens the door, gets The Miz. The Miz says, hey, you know what? Get the interviewer, Renee Young, who slapped me last week, and we'll talk. Until then, I'm not talking to you, so bye-bye. guess I might as well cover this. We get Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch, and this is the one problem. The one problem I've grown to have with these two women when they have matches together. And I own a Becky Lynch shirt, and I'm a Becky Lynch fan. I'm an Alexa Bliss fan. I'm an Alexa Bliss fan. Here is my issue. They start out the match really slow, and like this is supposed to be a portion of the match where, you know, you can at least try and get people into it, and then you try and get that controlled pace of we're going pretty fast. It's good enough. We're going pretty slow. It's not working out. We need to tune it up for the fans. And the crowd was pretty hot for this to start. Then they just died down once they seen how the match started going, and then it's just like these women together just can't get pacing. And it kind of kills the crowd a little bit. Like you hear, like, you know, the crowd is there, but are they really into it? Like you just hear the noise, and it's like it's not like a cruiserweight match where it's just like completely silent, and then you hear some guy from about 10 rows deep in the crowd, CM Punk. It's not like that. What it is just they don't have their pacing down. That's the one thing that's throwing all their matches off. Like all their matches have been like, honestly, they've been pretty good. They've been pretty good, just minus pacing, and pacing kills it for them. Like it's just like the one thing they can't get is the pacing of it, and so it kind of kills them. But to stop ragging on it at this point, Becky Lynch, I thought she just tore Alexa's arm apart. I thought she just stopped giving any resonance of a fuck, and just completely. She did the Pentagon Junior arm breaker from Lucha Underground, well, more appropriately named Pentagon Dark now, arm breaker from Lucha Underground. And I thought she just about died. I thought, like, because you seen her arm, it was sitting here out like this, and like you seen it, like it was just like it was limp, like it was like a spaghetti noodle. It was completely limp. And then you're like, okay, her arm is broken. Well, see in about 7 months, Alexa. Not even 7 months. I'm saying it's a broken arm. See in about a month and a half, 2 months, maybe 3, Alexa. I don't know. See in a while. But no, I guess Alexa Bliss is double jointed, and La Luchadora comes out, and my only guess is it's the cat wants to guess. That's who? You're saying it was Lucha Libre Legend Ultimo Dragon under the mask? You heard it here first. Ultimo Dragon came back to the WWE under the La Luchadora mask, under the La Luchadora mask, because Becky Lynch disgraced La Luchadora last week. And the sixth time WWE Hall of Famer, Ultimo Dragon, kind of, he came out and he screwed Becky Lynch over. No, in all seriousness, though, real speculation. Pretty sure Pretty sure Mickie James is under the I can't even say La Luchadora. I'm pretty sure that Mickie James is under the Luchadora mask, and I don't even know why those words can't come out of my mouth in a rapid paced sentence. La Luchadora, whatever. We're moving on. La Luchadora costs Becky Lynch the match. La Luchadora disappears after the match, and Alexa Bliss retains the championship. Now, next we get to Renee Young. Outside of the Miz's locker room, Maurice wants to kill Renee Young, and Miz wants to handle it himself. While he's sitting there, like, ask your question, and she says, 2016 has kind of been your year. What do you have to say about that? And in all honesty, as we talk about this now, 2016 kind of like underratedly has been the year of Mike Mizanin, the year of the Miz, the year of the champion. Like, that's what 2016 has been. And am I going to dispute that? No. Do I have anything wrong to say about that? No. What do I have to say about that? The Miz has been the GOAT this year, the low-key GOAT. And I mean, like, some of the programs he's been in on Raw were just a little but it's not because of him, it's because of who he's working with and where they slot him and how important. Like, with Monday Night Raw, if they want your stuff to feel important, you'll know. If they don't, you'll know. With The Miz and anything he was doing, like with Darren Young, which was a joke, We know that wasn't. Let's get real. Like, let's be completely brutally honest right now. That was a no-no. That was a straight out, complete, just absolute no-no. That entire program itself was just a no-no. But this is kind of in the year of the Miz, and I gotta agree there. But afterward, Dean Ambrose comes dressed up as a security guard. It just beats the crap out of Miz, grabs a walkie-talkie and says, "Clear." Because you don't mess with this man's girlfriend. Like you said on Talking Smack, don't mess with an angry woman. Messing with angry women will do nothing more than just kill you. You're better off getting in a fight with the biggest fat dude you know and surviving than with the angry woman. That is the life lesson here. Now, with that being said, we'll move on here to the main event. The main event of the evening. Dolph Ziggler, yeah, versus Baron Corbin, yeah, versus AJ Styles. Now, with this being said, let's be completely straight honest right now. I can sit here and go on a tirade about how good Baron Corbin really is and how no one really gave him credit and all that, and I'll be the biggest hypocrite in the world because Baron Corbin is like modern day Kevin Nash. We're gonna be like, this man just wants his paychecks. Like, this man is here to get paid. This man is here to win gold, and he's here for that champion's purse. Like, that's what he's here for. That's what he wants, and that's what he's just. That's what it is. And I like the character because he's like, everybody in my way is a little man, and I can easily be, I want to be like, he even said earlier in the night, they should have looked at me as a top star from the start instead of these little men. Like, I just love it. I absolutely adore what Baron Corbin is doing. Now, this match is just absolutely off the fucking rocker bonkers. Corbin dominated. AJ and Dolph jumped Corbin, put him through the announce table with a double, with a leg drop and a. I'm sorry about my cat, guys. Hey, cat. Like with a leg drop and a elbow through the table. Kept them fighting each other. Spot of the match, though. Spot of the match goes to Corbin and Ziggler, though, because while AJ was getting hit with the end of days, Baron Corbin got hit with the zigzag. Like, I can't even explain the greatness of that spot because, like, that itself, if that was at WrestleMania, that's popping a WrestleMania crowd. That has to be a finish somewhere along the line. Like, that has to be some kind of finish. Obviously, that felt like a once in a lifetime thing, but like I said before, me explaining it does that spot no kind of justice. None whatsoever. Okay, but AJ gets the win after Corbin hits the end days on Ziggler, and AJ hits the phenomenal forearm on Baron Corbin. And that was pretty much that. AJ rolls out the ring. Not AJ. Corbin rolls out the ring. 1, 2, 3. That's about that. Okay, that was Smackdown, everybody. It was a lit show. I can't even do more. No, it was lit. Whatever. No, it was fucking awesome. I love that show. But we're gonna move on now to 205 Live, and holy shit, this is bad. Like, I know I could say, like, it was okay, like I said at the start, but no. If we're gonna compare this to what the Cruiserweight Classic was and like just hold it to that standard because that's what they showed us, no. Like, I feel like in the Cruiserweight Classic, they like WWE wants to make you believe that everyone's average until they put them in that big money program or that big money feud where it's just like, it's the most annoying shit ever. Like, I know guys like Cedric and Tony Nese aren't bad because I've seen how good they truly are in a Cruiserweight Classic. I know Drew Gulak isn't bad because I've watched him. And Cedric even too, I've watched Ring of Honor. Tony Nese, I never really watched him as Anthony Nese. I seen a little bit of stuff on YouTube, like a couple matches of his. I wasn't really like, I wasn't really looking at him directly. I was looking at a couple other people who just happened to face him a couple times. But guys like that I've seen and that I know are absolutely capable, it makes me mad that they just come out and they just have these standard matches. And my phone is just going off. Yeah, the fact that they just come out here and have these like standard matches, it's just out of control to me because they can do so much better than what they're doing now. And it's insane to me because with that being said, of the standard matches, like I said, these guys are better than this. Like the matches in the Cruiserweight Classic, Cedric Ibushi. Let's be honest right now. Was Cedric probably gonna get signed? No one really knows. But after that match with Ibushi, if Kota Ibushi wasn't signing, was Cedric Alexander signing? Most definitely. Was Cedric Alexander signing regardless of that match? I mean, if Ibushi signed or not? Most definitely, because that match was great, and that match was like one of the most off-the-cuff things. The WWE would just, Triple H and Co. would just tell them, we need the match to finish this way with this winner. And then they just put the match together themselves, and it's more unique, and then it's more 50-50 split, and they have a time limit to work with. Now, that itself right there was awesome. Nowadays, where you have a main event like Ziggler, Corbin, and AJ ending a Smackdown, which is absolutely bonkers, versus guys who are of that caliber, or maybe even better. I'm not really including AJ Styles in that because AJ Styles right now is like literally one of the best in the world. But when you have guys that are that caliber and or better, especially when it comes to Corbin and Ziggler, and they sit here, they're stuck just with the most basic matches ever. It's just bad. It's just really bad. Okay, but let's move on here. I'm going on a little too much with this. So first match is Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese, and we got Drew Gulak in the suit. Good to see this man's knees covered up for once, because him and Zack Sabre Jr. # no knee pad crew. But Alicia Fox gets kicked out because Drew Gulak, thinks, oh, she hit me. No, she didn't. And then before Cedric gets backstage, after the match, when Cedric loses to Tony Nese with a palm strike, hello palm strike by Tony Nese, he Noam Dar cracks me up with the shit. He's like, you know what? Hey, he's like, all I wanted for Christmas was one thing. He's like, and then he put the mistletoe under Alicia Fox. Let me say it the way Noam would say it. I would like Alicia Fox. Like that. That's just the way Noam Dar says it. Like he just wants a fox. Like that's the way he had like. But he does it. He gets smacked. Does it? Like, he offers the mistletoe again. Gets smacked again. My man's a little masochistic. Like he's just masochistic, and that's the way it is. Okay, but up next is probably the shining highlight of this show, which is really just, how do I explain this? Okay. It was a gentleman's duel, and we're using lead pipes and umbrellas. Now, this douchebag, Davari, didn't want to play by the rules with Jack Gallagher and his gentleman's duel, so he just started cheating. Gallagher came back, eventually just beat him up. That was basically about that. Now, the main event. Well, actually, no. Before we get to the main event, there's one thing I want to touch on. It's Neville getting interviewed by Renee Young. And Neville says in his interview to Renee, when we were in Dragon Gate, Rich Swann was my young boy. He looked up to me. He would basically like do my clothes. He would prepare me food. He would wash my back. He basically said Rich Swann was his, I don't want to say slave because that would come off the wrong. Like basically, in a sense, like in New Japan, when you want to earn your right to fight, everybody goes through being a young boy, and not even New Japan, in Japanese wrestling culture in general, that's just how that shit works. I knew it was like that in New Japan. I never knew it was like that in Dragon Gate. I didn't. But yeah, that's how it worked in Japan, and that's pretty much the moral of the story. And I can't remember the word that Neville said, but it basically meant like he said, basically, long story short, he said it's going to be an easy takeover of the division. And the word I'm looking for is easy. It's going to be easy, Renee. It's I forgot the word he used. I think he's like hug it or something like I don't know. And like Neville right now, character wise, they're working on it. This whole King of the Cruiserweights thing, it's good, but like the match that he had with Swan, like the sour taste in my mouth because I knew it's like one of those things again where it's like they're surrounded by agents and everybody of what they want in the match, and it's annoying to the point where like you can't really pull the magic out that you had in the CWC. And I know Neville wasn't in the CWC, and that was his whole point of that interview with Renee, but it's not good. Like the match was if we're looking at like standard, like okay, if this is a match on a Raw, we look at like okay, this is a really good cruiserweight match. Like okay, fine, whatever, because Raw matches do not feel distinctly different, but this did. And yeah, oh, I forgot to mention too, Mustafa Ali had a match against some dude who had like a groin issue and like was really hurt. He's been at NXT a couple times. I honestly, if I've seen him, I have forgotten him because NXT brings so many enhancement talent or so many guys that they haven't really done anything with yet. Just like everyone, unless you're like a established indie name, you kind of blend in. Okay. That being said, that was pretty much how I felt about it. Like it just like the match itself with Neville and Swan could have been so much better, but it wasn't. And the finish of the not German suplex, the superplex. And while some people like it, like, oh, it's an unexpected match finish, it hasn't really been a match finish or whatever since Bob Orton was doing it back in the day. And I guess we're just bringing up the Bob Orton shit now. Like, it's just... all I need to know is if we're talking about characters who can really get you invested. Like, I've said it since day one. Since day one, if I've talked about it and you guys have heard it, I love Rich Swann to death. But what I need in my life right now, and like I'm waiting for Neville and Swan to just throw out a banger because I know that they're capable of it. They're definitely capable of it. But what I'm waiting for, like, is more cruiserweights, namely Akira Tozawa. I know they said next week. We had a vignette that said next week to Jerry's debuting, but I'm waiting for Akira Tozawa. I'm waiting for Akira Tozawa to Jerry and the legendary Ho Ho Loon. Okay, the legendary Ho Ho Loon. Like, you don't say that man's name without saying the legendary Ho Ho Loon. The legendary Ho Ho Loon. Okay. Now, all jokes aside, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Remember to leave a like if you already have, and subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that WWE goodness and 205 Live on my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. See you.